Was that your wife's car or something?
No. Leela thinks that I'm at the prison watching a play. I'd better go.
Well, Mrs. Davidson wants to see you. Seems her phone's been running hot this morning. She's unhappy about something.
You want to see me, Mrs. Davidson?
Indeed I do, Mr. Fletcher. I want to know what has been going on between you and Carolyn Simpson.
I beg your pardon?
Carolyn Simpson, out on bail pending trial on charges of manslaughter. I received an anonymous phone call this morning giving me rather detailed information about your carryings-on. Now, either the caller dreamed the whole thing up, or you have learned nothing from previous occasions when other sordid accusations were leveled against you. So I thought it only fair to afford you the opportunity to give your side of the story before I report the whole incident to the authorities. And I would appreciate your giving me the whole truth. Well?
You seem to have made up your mind. You can make out your report now.
I'd rather hear it from you.
Mrs. Simpson hasn't been tried yet. I thought that ruling only applied to convicted criminals.
Do you think the department will split hairs? I want to hear the truth from you. As my senior officer, I'm prepared to trust you. I will take your word for it. If you deny the accusation, then we will drop the matter.
Well, I won't deny that I visited Mrs. Simpson at the halfway house.
Do you have a professional reason for these visits?
Yes, you could say that. I was concerned about her welfare. You know what happened to her mother when she left here?
Quite. However, you are a married man, and whatever the facts, your interest in a young, attractive woman is bound to cause speculation.
I'm surprised that you take the word of some scandal-mongering old woman to
It was a male caller.
Well, whoever it was, I've done nothing unprincipled, illegal, or unethical.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. In that case, we can drop the matter. For the time being.
Thank you, Miss Davidson.
That's odd. Well, I didn't think Mr. Fletcher liked the split shift.
Oh, well, we all have to do it sooner or later.
But he must have asked for it. It's the second week running.
Oh, look, it's his business, surely.
I wonder what Mrs. Davidson wanted him for.
Something sinister, no doubt.
G'day, Mrs. J.
Lizzie, haven't you got a home to go to?
What's in here, Birdsworth?
Mrs. Birdsworth to you. That's no way to speak to a lady.
Collect it on your way out.
Who do you want to see, Lizzie?
I saw B last week, so it might as well be Dore.
Call an officer to bring Anderson in, please.
Oh, I don't want to bring her in out of the fresh air.
If you want to visit, you'll do as you're told.
Come on, make up your mind, Lizzie.
Oh, don't matter. No, it don't matter a scrap. You just wait till I tell Dore.
Oh, some good news?
Some real juicy gossip.
Anyway, this Ken fella reckons he's got brains. And you know what?
What?
He's got more university degrees than could sink a ship, and he got 'em all while he was inside.
Oh, they never had any blokes when I was inside. Except the Doc and Fletch.
No whispering, Lizzie?
What was you saying about this jailbird?
Oh, yeah. Anyway, he reckons he's going to get this playgroup thing going, and we might get outside visits to put it on.
Yeah, but wait till I'm outside and then things start to liven up.
It's still better to be on the outside, but...
Oh, I don't know. Not when you're old and lonely. I don't reckon I'll live long, though.
Oh, Lizzie, go on. You're going to live to be 100.
Might have to commit a murder to make 'em wake up that I'm dangerous.
You don't have to do that. I'll be getting out soon.
Yeah. Think I'll ring up one of them important bods and make a threat on his life.
Oh, come on, Lizzie.
I've got one witness, and you can testify that you heard me threaten.
Yeah, and what am I going to do? I'm going to be out in 6 months, and what am I going to do if you're back inside?
6 months.
Yeah, it'll go real fast. I mean, Mum's will be through by then, and then we'll be real ladies of leisure.
Yeah.
Come on, time's up.
Oh, 6 months will fly. You just keep coming to visit.
And I always thought you never had a brain in your head.
You never forget your mates, do you, Lizzie?
Come on, Doreen, it's lunchtime.
Caroline and Fletcher.
Good old Lizzie.
What are you stuffing your face with there, Anderson?
I didn't pinch it.
Nobody said you did. Let's have a look. All right.
What have you got?
Lizzie gave it to me. You want some?
No, me lunch will spoil it.
All right, come on, move along, come on.
How is the old bag?
Oh, she reckons she's got the good oil on Fletch.
Well, are you going to tell me or do I twist your arm?
Lizzie reckons he's into Caroline's knickers.
Give him enough rope.
Come on, Anderson, move it.
Lizzie! Lizzie! Lizzie?
Oh, look what I found. I reckon the Queen Mother wouldn't be able to pick me out from all them dames and ladies with this lot. Wind changed, has it?
You can't wear those.
I'm not proud.
Oh, I'm sorry if you like them.
Huh.
Oh, I am, really.
What say we make up? Let's have a drink.
All right.
Oh, not that sort.
Even if Rhonda isn't around, we still have to obey the rules.
Turn like a corkscrew. And talking of screws,
Yes.
oh, forget it.
Now, you listen to me, Lizzie. That's a private matter. What I do is my business, and that goes for my friends.
Yeah, friends. I don't suppose a toffee lady like you's used to smooching on doorsteps.
Lizzie.
Well, you don't have to worry about this hole and corner stuff no more, because I'm getting out of this dump, so you and Fletch can be real cosy.
You never give up, do you?
No.
What are you going to do?
You'll hear about it sooner or later.
What you doing?
What's it look like?
Where'd you get that?
It's yours. Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean you had to give
So
me
how
that.
did you get so dirty? Digging a tunnel?
No, I've been helping Judy with the cutting from the garden.
Well, what's gotten to you since I last saw you?
Oh, not much. You going to help with that theatre project?
Ah, so that's what it is. You want to star in Erica Davidson's all live, all girl, all crim review, huh?
Well, it's better than being bored to death.
Oh, Bee's right, love. The theatre thing's only to make Reed and Davo look good.
But what about the outside visits?
You really think we're going to be able to do anything we like? You know what's going to happen, don't you? Any time someone wants to see what good the do-gooders are doing, Erica Davidson will trot out her team of performing apes.
Oh, you can bet your life it's not for the good of our health.
All right, Adams, Anderson, Cavalier, Bryant, Gilmour, Bryant, Gilmour, Jones, O'Connell, Smith.
I thought Simpson came before Smith.
What was that?
Oh, not in public, Fletch. I reckon it's a bedtime story.
You're looking for an insolence charge, are you, Smith?
What?
All right, ladies, let's work off some of this excess energy, shall we?
That is, if you're not too tired.
Ever heard of clipping a lawn with nails, Scissors Smith? Well, we're going to do something a little bit more interesting than that. You ladies are going to pick up every match and every cigarette butt in the garden. When you're ready, Smith.
You heard what the man said.
Come on.
You must have said something.
You keep your nose out of it.
I don't see why I should.
Shut up, Alice.
What's going on, Mr. Fletcher?
Just do as you're told, Bryant. All right, ladies, in line. All right, move.
You gonna let him get away with this, Bea?
Maybe.
What can you do? They've got the right.
Yeah, but I can put a stop to the bastard.
Hey, wait a minute, you drongo. Do you think if word gets round it's going to help Caroline any?
She never did nothing.
That's right. And her trial's coming up soon. If Fletch gets the bullet, you think they'll leave her out of it? The press would have a field day. Look what happened to you. You got 2 years because of what your son got up to.
That's right.
But do you really reckon they're having it off, Bea?
Who cares? And if she is, she's a lot better off than we are.
What do you mean?
Oh, I reckon even having Fletch would be better than no one at all.
Oh.
I reckon.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. You'll be the first to know if anything's wrong.
Now, don't be a fool. If you're not well, you don't have to work. Now, come on.
Taking Bryant inside. She's not well.
All right. Back to work, Gilmour.
So what happened to your army all of a sudden?
Everything okay then?
Under your shirt?
I've asked you a question.
Breathe in. Out. Still taking the pills? In. Out. Your blood pressure's done anyway. In. Out. Okay.
So, back to normal, am I?
I didn't say that.
Well, what's wrong with me then?
They're more of the same. I suggest you continue them for another 2 weeks.
Why haven't you answered me?
Last time you refused to take any tests. You could have anything.
What a bitch.
I overestimated you. I never thought you were that stupid. You get yourself in here of your own accord, and you expect me to be waiting for you.
Listen, love. We're going to be here an awful long time. Don't you think we could try and get along?
Yeah.
I mean, let's forget the past few weeks, huh? Let's start all over again, you know, like we were on the outside. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Come on now, let's clean this place up, make a home for ourselves again.
How's Bryant?
The nurse didn't seem too worried.
I take it you don't approve of what I did?
Did seem a bit heavy-handed.
Yeah, well, the women need a bit of fresh air.
You're in a hurry.
If you take any notice of the rosters, Mrs. Jackson, you know that I was off duty 10 minutes ago.
What's the matter with you? Oh. Jeff Butler's trial.
Yeah, I take it you're not looking forward to it either, eh? Yeah, well, maybe you'll get a suspended sentence.
Is that what you want? Look, I know he's your friend, but if he isn't stopped now, what else is he going to do?
Look, I'll do everything I can to make sure that, well, that he gets what he deserves. But,
What?
well, the old training dies hard. Blowing the whistle on your mate is the cardinal sin.
Look, I know that, but you still
Don't
can't...
worry. Don't worry. I won't back down now.
Just looking, I think, sir. May I be of assistance, madam?
Oh, yes. I'm looking for something for my niece. It's her birthday.
How about a Fragonardi handbag?
For her? Oh, yes. I think Rose would love that. What's the damage?
Pardon?
How much?
$453. Will it be cash?
Charge it to my account. Door don't get much chocolate inside. No. Seems to have misplaced me card. Now, listen to me, you young whippersnapper. I've been dealing in this establishment for 25 years. You just take my name and address and then you'll know. Elizabeth Josephine Birdsworth. Here, give it to me, and then you'll remember.
Excuse me, I'll have to check this with the manager.
So, Mrs. Davidson has given me the benefit of the doubt for the time being.
How did you explain about coming here?
I told her I was concerned about your welfare.
You've already done enough for Mum and me without risking your job.
I'd like to do a lot more.
What exactly?
Well, not to get you into bed as quickly as possible. That's obviously what you think.
What do you expect me to think? You're a married man with a family.
Hasn't put you off, though.
Oh, come on, Jim. I didn't start this. It was your hanging around all the time. I didn't make you ask me out.
Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'll never leave the kids. But obviously I wouldn't be here if I didn't care about you. A lot. Don't you believe me?
Yes. I care for you too, but I hope it's worth the risk.
Oh, it is to me.
Well, what do we do now?
Don't tell me you've still got some energy after the exciting day we've just had. First of all, we get to pick up cigarette butts for Fletch.
And then Gilmour's hitman bites the dust.
She's all right. No, thanks to you. You losing your touch, Bee. Letting Fletch walk all over you.
You belter. What is eating you lot? And where's all your craft stuff for Reed?
Looks like they lost interest.
How about some drama lessons then?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah, you lot would, wouldn't you? Running around like a pack of schoolgirls.
You run along. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, and maybe they'll just let you out to do the show, too.
Maybe.
Are you kidding? We're not even allowed out of this room without a screw holding our hands.
We'll see. Okay, hands up. Who wants to do the drama classes? Pat?
Doesn't matter to me one way or another.
Well, I'd rather do crass.
You all right?
Of course I am.
Do we have your vote?
Yeah, well, it's no skin off my nose, Bea. I'll make the costumes if you like.
And what about you?
Like I said, what's in it for us?
You trust your Auntie B. I'd like to see Mr. Reed. Is that okay?
I don't see why not. Righto, ladies, back to yourselves for muster.
You'll never get any change out of Reed. You backed down pretty quick.
Listen, Bea's boss around here, love. I don't give a damn, but what she says goes.
Only if she gives the women what they want. And she won't.
I wouldn't bet on it. Come on.
Well, we're making this into a real home away from home, aren't we? You're my favourite girl, you know that?
You're only one, eh? Huh?
Okay. What would I do without you, Jude? Oh, hair's looking so scruffy. Don't know what I'm going to do about it in here, though.
Yeah, well, all I want to know is what are the chances of getting outside visits if we get this plague off the ground?
What odds would you like?
What are you offering?
Now, what about a cigarette?
Well, thanks very much.
Look, B, you've been inside long enough to know that I can't offer you anything.
And I thought you could move mountains.
What I'm proposing is an opportunity to get away from television and boredom with the possibility of outside visits.
You're hedging your bets again.
What you get out of it is entirely up to you and the women.
Okay. You get your jailbird mate back here and we'll have a chat.
Is that all you want? I thought you drove a hard bargain.
I still do. You say perhaps, sometimes, maybe. If we're very good little girls, we might get outside some night to show ourselves off, right?
Perhaps, sometime, maybe.
And yet we still have to go to the dunny with some screw, opening and closing the gates a mile a minute. You need a red stamp from the department for that too?
I'll see what I can do. Well, if that's all you wanted, why didn't you say so in the first place? Well, Meg, finished for the day?
Almost. I've locked and unlocked so many gates. I think I could have broken the Guinness Book of Records.
Well, with a bit of luck, that could all change.
Certainly hope so.
Do you have a moment?
Of course.
Thank you. I've just been approached by B. Smith about this theatre project.
Yes?
Well, some of the women seem to feel that the whole thing has been staged to enhance your professional standing.
That sounds like Smith. What does she want? She always wants something.
Among other things, she wants a heart-to-heart with Ken Pierce.
Well, if he can convince her, why not?
Yeah, well, that's only the half of it.
It wouldn't be Smith if it were that easy.
The security gates.
Of course. I've been considering that. They're a burden on the staff, particularly with things so quiet now.
Oh, well, let's hope that this doesn't go to B. Smith's head.
Of course, if there's any breach in discipline, the security will be tightened again. I'll notify the staff in the morning.
Fine. See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Yours.
Where are you going?
Home. Won't you join me in a drink?
No, thanks. What do you mean, home?
To the clink, love. Mind you, they're taking their time.
Who?
The cops. They should have been here hours ago. Oh, that'll be them now. You took your time.
Excuse me, the door was open. We've been looking for you. Elizabeth Josephine Birdsworth.
That's me. Let's go.
We'd like to ask a few questions.
Oh, waste of time. Guilty as sin.
Now, wait a minute, Lizzie. You got rights. That's so.
We've received a report.
I took 'em all. It was me. Frigo, handbag, silver cigarette lighter, silver
We'll clear this
bag.
matter up as soon as we can. The station's had dealings with Mrs. Birdsworth before.
Singing
Mr. Reed won't be long. Won't you take a seat?
Oh, top secret, eh?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Davidson. Paul Reed phoned me last night.
Of course. Thank you for your time.
Don't mention it. I just hope the results are worth it.
So do I. You would know the pitfalls better than I.
One moment, please. It's Sergeant Bates, Mrs. Davidson.
Excuse me. Erica Davidson? I see. Where is Birdsworth now? No, it's not inconvenient. I'll be there as soon as I can. When Mr. Fletcher comes in, would you advise him the new arrangements about security gates?
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
Excuse me, I'm sure Mr. Reed will not be too long.
Thank you.
bloody mongrels.
Tea's made.
I want something stronger than that. You've swilled a bloody lot.
Oh, for God's sake, Lizzie, there was about a quarter of an inch in the bottom. I tipped it down the sink.
Bloody bum bugger. Rotten stinking mongrels. Sorry, love, you're not used to them sort of words, are you? Old Fletcher always made out he was such a gent.
I've had enough of you. I'm sorry for what's happened and that we couldn't get on. But I'm sick to death of your insinuations about Jim.
Let you call him Jim, does he? I thought he would have liked you to call him Sir.
The hearing isn't till 10. You could have slept in.
What would you know? I've got to go and see one of them head shrinkers before I front up.
Well, you could get off.
Yeah, that's what you think. They're trying to make out I'm a proper nutcase now. Never been any loonies in my family.
Lizzie, let me come with you. For moral support, at least.
You've done enough damage. You could have backed up my story last night and I would have been back inside by now.
I couldn't have, and you know it. If you've made your mind up, I'm not going to stop you going back. I'm sorry that's the way you feel. Oh, we've never seen eye to eye, have we?
That's the first sensible thing you've ever said since you got in here. I reckon I'll wait outside for them loony doctors.
Bye, Lizzie. Good luck.
Yeah. And you look after yourself, too. Them married men. I've seen it all before. Lead you up the garden path. I suppose he told you that he loves you, did he?
No, Lizzie. It isn't like that.
Well, at least he had the guts, to be honest. See ya.
Oh, good day.
Remember me? I live here.
Yeah, it's your morning off, isn't it? Any coffee?
Help yourself. You still on the split shift?
Yeah, Vera's been having a field day with the rosters. What's this?
It's a prospectus for Ridley Grammar School.
What's this in aid of?
The boys are growing up, or perhaps you haven't noticed. I thought we might spend your reward money and send them to a decent school.
Oh, come on, Maddie's not even 9 yet. There's plenty of
He's
time.
nearly 8. Since I was there when it happened, I remember it better than you. It's high time we thought of the boys' future.
What's wrong with the local school?
I went to a parent-teacher meeting on Saturday night. Oh, that's right, you're on Vera's split shift. Matthew's teacher thinks he's far too advanced for his class, and it's not the school policy to put him up.
Look, can we talk about this later? I really do have to.
It might be a nice idea if you could arrange your rosters to be home before the kids go to bed.
I told you.
How does 6 tonight sound?
That's fine, it's fine.
They don't understand, Jim. I know you have a roster, but I can't explain it to them.
Oh, they charge like wounded bulls. But I want the kids to have the best. I'll see you tonight, all right?
We've got a date at 6, okay?
Yeah, all right.
Don't I get a goodbye kiss? Daddy was right, wasn't he?
What are you talking about?
That we'd both go our separate ways in the end. But kids always complicate things.
See you at 6, all right?
So, the gods and B. Smith willing, the theatre project should be a goer.
What about the governor?
She's a pretty liberal sort of a lady. I don't think she'll stand in the way.
Well, she's no Patsy.
She wouldn't be here if she was.
No, but governors have a habit of taking the reins if and when they feel it's necessary.
Must give your wrist a rest not having to carry around all those heavy keys.
Smith.
Well, here I am. Never could resist the demands of a lady.
Hi, Mr. Reed.
Hello, B. Would you like some coffee?
Yeah, tell.
Room service isn't what it used to be. Excuse me, just a moment.
You're no trustee.
You kidding?
Well, fancy a responsible member of the club leaving us alone together. So you don't buy Reed's story and you don't buy mine, eh?
Why should I?
Right. But why should I sell you a dud?
I've been sold a lot of goods before, just so someone else can cash in.
Well, you're not wrong. But if you play the system right, you can make it work for you.
Oh, yeah?
Well, you got the gates open, didn't you? Oh, so maybe that was the screws just playing up to you to get what they want. But it's something. You keep your nose clean, it'll be a lot more.
Like what?
Look, when I started this drama group in Exeter, it was to while away the time. But then it got bigger. And I started to get what I wanted. More privileges, more free time.
Mm. Top suck, huh?
No. But at least I got what I wanted.
Well, maybe they're not offering what I want.
Anything's possible if you play your cards right.
Well, coffee's on the way. How's it going?
Well, I think I made her an offer she can't refuse.
I see. So you took the goods from the aforementioned establishment. Then what did you do?
Try to unload 'em, of course. There was this young fella, you should have seen his face. But he wouldn't take 'em. Must have reckoned they were stolen.
Then what did you do?
Chucked them in the Yarra, Your Worship.
Will there be a psychiatric report?
It hasn't been filed yet, Your Honour. I would request a recess.
What do you mean? The evidence is staring you in the face.
This court is adjourned until 2:30 p.m.
Those rosters finished yet, will you?
Just.
Thank you.
Oh, Miss Bennett's handwriting's awful. Might have been Chinese. Isn't this your lunch hour?
Yes, that's right.
Wentworth Detention Centre. One moment, please. It's for you.
What's that? Yes, Fletcher. Hello? Hung up. Can't you understand, Caroline? You have to come back to me.
I don't have to do anything. Not for you.
But you have to repay Mr. Fletcher for his kindness, don't you?
Why did you say that?
Well, he bailed you out, didn't he?
How did you know?
I guessed.
And you phoned Mrs. Davidson, didn't you? I thought you were pretty low, but...
Well, your prison governess can't be much chop if you didn't sack him. I'm surprised you got the nerve to show your face around anywhere. Well, I'm entitled to visit my wife, just to make sure she knows what she owes you. Your wife owes me nothing, but you've got a hell of a lot coming to you.
Don't, Jim.
Get out of here. And if you shove your nose into my affairs again, your wife mightn't be around to stop me.
I can't believe I once thought I loved him.
You better not try anything again.
He won't. He's too much a coward.
I just never connected it. I heard your name, of course, but you were Erica Mann, weren't you?
That's right.
In that case, I may have something that will interest you. Did you know I'm about to publish my memoirs? There's a chapter about your father in it. A fine judge, in my opinion.
Really, I must look out for the book.
No need to, my dear. You're welcome to... No, I insist you see the current draft. My life's work. It's in my chambers. Like to think I've left something behind me when I go. I'm afraid it's become an obsession with me.
Excuse me, Mrs. Davidson. Do you think you could call the guard? I have to go to the ladies.
You're not in custody. Perhaps you'd like a cup of tea?
Fine.
Start as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'll clear it with Mrs. Davidson as soon as she gets back. Oh, Carmel, sorry to keep you waiting.
Well, Miss Saunders. Still champion of the underdog?
Yes, you too, I understand. How are you, Mr. Pierce?
Very well, thanks.
Mr. Fletcher's just gone to get Pat.
Fine.
I'll see you soon, Paul.
Yeah.
You too, probably.
No doubt. Bye.
All right, let's go and see if we can convince Pat O'Connell.
So, the preliminary research has been done. All I need now is your approval to go ahead with the appeal.
I told you before I don't want to go on with it. And you had no business to do the research.
Well, I'm sorry. I know I took it on my own head, but only because I thought we had a very good chance of winning.
Like last time?
Pat, last time your son was on trial for murder, and you know as well as I do the public were out for his blood.
But I was still guilty, though, wasn't I? I mean, Herbie testified.
Yes, you were guilty. But what we're arguing is that due to the publicity surrounding your son, you had an extremely heavy sentence. I'm going to ask for a further appeal on the basis that there was a miscarriage of justice.
Well, there has been from the word go.
That's right. And your previous trial and conviction will be brought up, but only because to show everybody how much you've suffered for other people's crimes.
I'm not going on with it.
Pat, you do have a chance. It's worthwhile giving it a try.
Oh, what sort of chance?
Well, it's a very tricky case, and the track record for this sort of appeal isn't exactly brilliant. But, well, there are legal precedents.
But what sort of chance? You know the odds.
Well, on statistics, about 1 in 100, but I really...
You want to put me through all this for one flimsy chance in 100?
Pat...
Look, I've been through all this before. I thought you people knew what you were up to. I got paroled for Christmas. Then Davy escaped. You know the rest. And you know why Davy killed himself, don't you? Knowing that I hadn't got my appeal. That's all he had left to live for, thinking at least I'd get out. No, thank you, Miss Saunders.
Pat, I know I can't force you, but please, if ever you change your mind...
I never will. You don't know what hope, even a little bit, does to people. I'll serve my time and know that in 18 months I'll be out of here. That's a whole lot better for my sanity than your pie in the sky.
Mrs. Davidson?
Yes.
I'm Dr. Owen, the psychiatrist on Mrs. Birdsworth's
Oh,
case.
yes, of course. I'm afraid I don't know where she is at the moment.
Have you seen a policeman around?
No. What on earth's the matter with him?
Someone's pinched his memoirs and shoved them down the lav.
Oh, Lizzie, don't talk nonsense.
It's true, Mrs. Davidson. I was there when it happened.
Lizzie, you didn't.
I did. Do you think he'll send me back now, Mrs. Davidson?
So, it is the opinion of my colleagues that Mrs. Birdsworth has become so institutionalized that she cannot cope with the outside world. Hence, the crime she has committed is not motivated by malice or desire for gain.
Course it was. I'm a menace to public safety.
Is she in full possession of her faculties?
Of course. Mrs. Birdsworth knew exactly what she was doing when she stole the goods.
Thank you. Mrs. Birdsworth has admitted her guilt. There is no reason to believe she was insane at the time. Elizabeth Birdsworth, I sentence you to 6 months detention in Wentworth Detention Centre.
You little beauty!
We can't force Pat to take on that appeal, but of course I'll be available if she ever changes her mind.
I suspect you could be waiting for quite a while.
Not all.
Good night, Jim.
Not Wendy.
Anyway, thanks for trying.
My pleasure. Bye.
Mr. Reed, there's a call for you.
Ah, thank you. Reed. Now, when did this happen? Yes, it's possible she'll have some information that might help you. I'll talk to her straight away and get back to you. Right. Did you get somebody to bring Pat O'Connell to my office straight away, please?
Oh, hi, what are you doing in here?
Oh, one thing about the security gates being open, you get a bit of peace and quiet.
Now, is that a hint?
Oh, of course not. You look like the cat that got the cream.
I think that's the cat that got the canary.
Does it matter?
Well, in this case, the cat that got the jailbird.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did I ever tell you about Marilyn and Eddie?
No.
Well, Marilyn was a pro. Used to be in and out of Wentworth every couple of months. And Eddie was an electrician who used to work here. Well, they took a fancy to each other.
I still don't get you.
Well, things got so hot in here, finally they had to do something. And they found this attic.
In Wentworth?
Yeah. Mind you, that's going back a bit. But I think I might just have to put that attic back to work.
You haven't got the hots for Fletcher, have you?
No, dear. Ken Pierce.
O'Connell, Mr. Reed wants to see you.
Well, you can go and tell Mr. Reed I don't want to see him.
Oh, come on. Pat, any offer's better than none.
Yeah, turns on all the charm, thinks he's got you where he wants you. Well, I'm not going on with the appeal, and that's that.
What? That's an order, O'Connell.
OK. Maybe I'll go and teach Mr. Reed a few words he hasn't heard. When are you going to leave me alone?
O'Connell?
It's all right, thank you very much. Pat, would you like to sit down?
No, thanks. I don't want any of your little heart-to-hearts about my responsibility to my children. I won't appeal, and that's that.
Pat, I didn't bring you in here to coerce you. I've just had a phone call from the matron at the children's home. Your son, Andrew, ran away 24 hours ago. They've got a search party out now looking for him.
Matty, Nick, I'm home. Where are the boys?
They're at the neighbours.
Oh, that's terrific. You make this great song and dance about getting home in time to see them, then you send them out. I'll go and get them.
I sent them out for a reason, Jim. There are a few things I want to talk to you about.
All right. I've been thinking about that school. It'll be expensive, but I think we can manage it. Do you want a drink?
No, thanks. You have to pay school fees in advance, don't you?
Yeah, sure, but, well, they won't be starting till next term, surely.
Do you think you have the money by then?
What are you talking about?
I just had the most interesting phone call. A detailed description of what you did last Saturday night, your lunch hour today, and the state of your bank account. You seem to have quite a fetish for ex-crims.
Carolyn's not an ex-crim.
So you don't deny it, then?
All right, so Michael Simpson told you. What are we going to do about it?
You're packing your bags.
Now, come on, love. You know what the situation is. You said so yourself this morning. We go our separate ways, but we stay together for the sake of the kids.
That was this morning. Look, I know you're here for the kids, and that's fine by me. But when I find out you use your hard-earned cash to bail out 2 women...
The money will be there when we need it. They won't run out.
No? Well, that's not the point. I don't give a damn who you're sleeping with. But when what you're buying means that the children go without a decent education...
The money will be there, I told you.
I'm telling you to get out.